Time now is 10:57 on December 27th. Yeah, slept from 5 a.m. to 10:30. I kept sleeping later and later and later. I just can't stop it. I just can't. Um, Fuck. I don't know. I think I just very much underestimated how much I wanted myself to do after dinner. I finished dinner, it was already like 10 p.m. And then I still plan to watch two movies and edited college and whatever, and it's just too much. I didn't even finish the holdovers. I watched 40 minutes of it, and then I had to go to bed. But, yeah. So, uh, hopefully I sleep earlier tonight for real. So today I'm going to go location scouting with Cliff and Elin and Benny. Um, Hopefully it goes well. It's not the first time I've arranged a location scouting. Um, but yeah, so it shouldn't be like, oh, what the hell am I doing? Wasting everyone's time. So hopefully this works out. Hopefully the restaurant location fee isn't that high. I don't know. I should give myself a bar. What's the highest I'm willing to fucking pay for the locations? You know what? The highest is 1,000. Okay, if it's more than 1,000, I'm not paying, which is already a really fucking high amount. Um, Fuck. If they come out with like 10K, I'm like, okay, fuck it all. Fuck it all. If it's 5,000, nah. 1,000 is the limit, I think. 2,000 is the limit, actually. You know what? Let's say 2,000. 2,000 is the limit. Anything more than $2,000 is just silly. 2,000 is literally how much I have to pay for one class in my previous college. So that's tuition levels of money. 2,000 is almost 2 months of rent in this place. So yeah. All right. Uh, Kind of a bad news, but last night I asked a question to Thomas's friend Joey, who's gonna accompany me to Mexico, that he's not gonna accompany me to Mexico. He can accompany me to San Diego, but his parents has forbidden him to cross the border to Tijuana because it's just too dangerous, and the Mexican cops will for sure to stop you unless you bribe them, according to him. So, fuck yeah, baby. I am all alone again. And then Thomas immediately tried to call me and started sending me suggestions like flights to Vancouver, like cheapest flights. And the cheapest flights to Vancouver are still 400 and something, $500. I'm not spending fucking $500. I'll do this for as cheap as possible because this is a silly mistake. I don't want to pay my kidney to fucking salvage this, okay? So I'm still crossing the border to Tijuana. That is decided. I don't want to change that plan. But yeah, I'll probably have to go alone. But my current solution is, what if Joey drives me to San Diego, I cross the border, I come back, he picked me up, and then we return to LA. If that's possible. You know? Um I think that is the best solution as of now. But yeah, no response from Carly yet. But yeah, it appears that the whole Mexico thing, I have to be on my own. Anyways, again, like yeah, that seems scary if a Mexican person himself learns that the border is dangerous. But then at the same time, a lot of people on Reddit is saying it's fine. Thomas's ex roommate Pablo was saying it's fine. So I don't know. I still need to do this the cheapest way possible. I'm still gonna do it. You know what? I'll have it as kind of an adventure. You know, it'll be an experience. As long as I don't die and as long as I don't get kidnapped and brought elsewhere, I think I'm fine. I think I will have to prepare some cash uh, to bribe the police, but just like those African countries where at every military stop you need to bribe the police. Um, But it should be okay, honestly, if I stick to the plan. It should be okay. But yeah. I'm not fucking flying to Vancouver, okay? I'm not flying to anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. Fuck, it's so cold. And I'm so sleepy. Um, yeah. And another thing is the Fallen Angels Blu-ray. I've been tracking its package for a while now. It keeps trying to send it to me, and it keeps fucking up, and it keeps going back to Oregon the because the Blu-ray comes from Oregon. And it keeps going to the USPS or UPS facility, and then it keeps sending back, like returning to sender, because like something's wrong with the package, or something's wrong with the code, or something's wrong with the address, or whatever. I think it's my address. I'm not sure though. Um, and it's so stupid. And now I have no idea how to buy it back. They just automatically refunded me the money. eBay just automatically refunded me, which is so. I didn't even ask for a refund. I wanted it to still happen. What the fuck? So I don't know how am I gonna salvage that. Um, Another thing is both good news and bad news. The Zone of Interest only plays in Century City. Last night I tried to ask Michelle to hang out with me before the year ends so that we can go to the Grove, watch the Zone of Interest on AMC The Grove, and then browse Blu-rays and have fun and have lunch or whatever. But I don't want to force a hangout again. Just because I want to finish watching a movie before year ends. And I still got shit to do. I got Mexico and location scouting, and she got shit to do as well. Turns out the Zone of Interest only plays in Century freaking City. So you know what? Fuck it. One day before the year ends, I'll just buy a movie ticket. I'll just take the bus. Go there, watch the movie, and then take a bus back home by myself. 1 hour. It's a little long, but then again, I spent a whole ass hour spending tons of money on Uber just to watch The Holy Mountain on 35mm in downtown LA. Like, this shouldn't be an issue for me. I go places just to watch movies, And also, on the same day, I could, after watching The Zone of Interest, I could go to the public storage, get my bicycle, shut down my locker, and call it a day. One stone, two birds. I could do that too. So at least there's that. So I don't need to depend on Michelle anymore. I'll just watch it myself. Which is the original plan anyways. If I watch movies myself, it's a lot more flexible. But, yeah. Yeah. So, that is the plan.
First thing to try. No, it's not like on the nose. Yeah. But
what's your name? Jason. Jason Liu. Jason, please be careful.
You be
Don't
60. Okay, thank you. 81, 60, 60.
And then, wait, and look front.
you said that you found Malaysian ass. So.
No, I didn't. Tastes like chemicals. So right now my roommates are outside and they're doing things and they'll probably not leave for a while, so might as well do this talk now. Time now is 10:46 p.m. Let's talk about today. So they're playing a movie. Okay, so two main things to talk about really. One is the Mexico problem, two is my short film. Both of these matters are extremely important, pressing matters, huge matters. And let's talk about Mexico problem first because that is more stressful and that's more urgent. So right off the bat in the morning, Thomas's friend Joey immediately told me, "Oh, I'm not crossing the border with you, and my friend just told me he's not available, so I don't think I'll be able to help you. So the entire trip is now canceled. Yay, back to zero." And then Thomas tried to call me at 9 a.m. I was fucking asleep. So I called Thomas again, right after, brushed my teeth and everything. And Thomas was like, "Hey, so please don't go because you'll get robbed. You'll go to the Mexico border and you'll get robbed. They hate Asians. More like they think Asians are rich. And it's very dangerous there. Look at the news. Look at the news, man. Do a little research. Do some Googling. There's the immigrant crisis right now. There's a border crisis. They're letting a lot of people in, and a lot of people sneaking in are probably asylum seekers who are crazy. People from China and Russia, and it's very dangerous and you'll get hurt. If I were you, I will go to Canada, and you know what? I'm going to pay for you. I'm going to pay the ticket for you to go to Canada because I don't want you to get hurt." So he's really serious about this. And while he makes a very convincing point, I have critical thinking. And being in LA made my trust issues even worse. So I was like, okay, I'll do some research. I'll ask some people. And he's like, okay, but I would still go to Canada if I were you. So thus began my researching. I went to Reddit, and it's generally the consensus on Reddit is that it's fine. It's easy crossing the border from San Diego to Tijuana. Easy peasy. I go to YouTube to look for immigrant border crisis. Looks terrible. There are tons of news reports on how there are a lot of illegal immigrants and people are lining up. It looks terrible. It doesn't look dangerous. It just looks very annoying. But the thing is, they're Fox News, so it's fine. And then I started asking people for help. I asked Retablo for help because he's the other Latino I know. Out of my Latino friends, there's also Michelle, the Latina, but she's not related to Mexico at all. But I asked her for her opinion anyways, and she's like, I don't know, do Mexico, I don't know. So I asked Retablo, and he actually gave some really useful answers. So after Thomas's phone call, I was like, he has a point. So right now I'm actually considering maybe I should book a flight to Canada in Vancouver or something. I don't know. Or even easier, I could book a flight to Seattle and maybe someone I know. Like my grandma's in Seattle right now, so maybe my grandma can, she has her connections, maybe she can help me. Someone drives me from Seattle to Canada and back, and then from Seattle back to LA. Boom. So that is a good plan B. That's good. But number one, expensive. Of course, a plane ticket's always more expensive than a bus ride. Number two, time consuming. I cannot finish that within one day. I'll have to stay over at someone's. At least I can stay over at my grandma's, but still, not ideal. Okay, anyways, talk to Retablo, and Retablo was like, "Oh, I'm actually going to see my mom later for lunch, and she knows a bit about the San Diego-Tijuana border crossing." And I'm like, okay. So, a while later, I got some response. Apparently, it's actually not bad. I'm not going to talk too much about the whole situation in their family, but Retablo's mom just went to Tijuana 2 months ago, and according to her, it's easy. You're in a building the whole time. You're inside a federal building, it's full of policemen, it's full of military officers, you won't get robbed, man. People won't even try to rob you. And, you know, as long as you don't go out in the streets at night, you're fine. And for sure, I'm not going out to the streets at night. That is not what I'm gonna do, man. I will not go to Tijuana on the streets. So, yeah, so apparently it's fine. But that's because Tablo's mom crossed the border at the Tijuana airport. So apparently there are two ports of entries in San Diego, Tijuana. One is San Isidro, the infamous one with the big lines and the border crisis. The other is the Tijuana airport. And you know what? Maybe it's possible. Maybe if I take a bus to San Diego and then from San Diego downtown to the airport and then just cross there, go right back. Boom, I'm done. Right. Sounds like a plan. Then there's a whole location scout with Benny and Elin and Cliff, and I asked Benny because Benny's got all the tricks up his sleeve. He's a white dude, but you know, he's got tricks up his sleeves, he's got connections, he knows things. And Benny was like, duh, you need to fly. You can't just walk into the airport and leave. Tijuana Airport border crossing literally means you're flying there. Like, you're flying a plane. And it's funny because the airport is literally right beside the border, so I legit thought that I could just enter the airport and exit. That would be too good to be true, you know? But yeah, if I'm going to waste a flight ticket to Tijuana, might as well fly a plane ticket to Vancouver. Or again, the Seattle route, whatever is easier. So then I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll go to Vancouver instead. Maybe I'll go to Seattle or Vancouver instead. Maybe I'll go that route. Until I had a phone call with Retablo and his mom for about 45 minutes after returning home to clarify things. At that point, I've already made up my mind. Okay, I think I'm going to Seattle. I'm going to call my mom, and my mom's going to ask grandma for help, and then, or whatever, and then they're going to figure something out, and I'm going to Vancouver. It's much better. And then I had that phone call, and I'm like, maybe not. Maybe it's still better to go to Mexico. I don't fucking know. So it was explained to me, okay, you know, first of all, there's a Greyhound bus. I go to Union Station, LA. Right now I'm in downtown LA. Union Station shouldn't be that far away. I go to Union Station, take the Greyhound bus, 4 hours, arrive at San Diego. Downtown, San Diego, take a trolley from Layo Barra Station to San Isidro. So now we're going to San Isidro again. San Isidro, the border crossing. Going from US to Mexico, easy. Just walk over. Going back is going to be a little tough. But if I can convince one of the police officers, or not police officers, if I can convince one of the customs to immediately let me turn around, I explain my situation to them and they let me immediately turn around, I'm going to save myself at least an hour of lineup time. Even if I have to line up, it shouldn't be that bad. You know, I was legit worried, so I told Retablo what Thomas said to me. I told him what Joey said to me. I told him what Benny said to me. Benny even told me, like, hey, the problem isn't Tijuana. You're not going to Tijuana, you're going to the border. Tijuana is not the issue. It won't be dangerous. The real issue is going back from from Mexico to US. Tijuana may detain you for arbitrary reasons, and you may get stuck for a whole day, and that's fucking bad. Getting stuck in Mexico is even worse. But then I told Retablo this, and Retablo's like, nah, I think that's an exaggeration. Like, you know, you have a visa, it's not expired. You get a valid reason to go back to the US, you're studying here, it should be okay. They shouldn't detain you. They'll detain you if you don't have a passport. A lot of Mexicans try to go to the US and migrate illegally without a passport. So, gets crazier and gets more and more complicated. Okay. But, yeah, they're playing a movie. So maybe Mexico's the way. And then I called my mom for a little bit, and then my mom said, okay, she's gonna ask for me. She's gonna ask some people for me to see if the Seattle plan works or not. But then again, the Seattle plan is not gonna be a one-day thing. If I fly to Seattle, it'll still be very expensive, even if it's a domestic flight. And then cross-border Vancouver, that ride is going to be 4 hours. 4 hours to 4 hours back. The flight is probably also 4 hours. So 4 hour flight, 4 hour flight, 4 hour car ride, 4 hour car ride, 4 times 4, that's 16. Plus going to the airport. Going from the airport back to my home, that's 2 hours, that's 18. And I don't know, how about normal things like eating food and drinking water? It's unrealistic. The Seattle thing cannot be done in one day. San Diego, though, can be done in one day, but it'll still be an extreme challenge. I'll have to wake up extremely early, arrive there. If I leave my place at 7 and arrive at San Diego at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m.-ish, it may still work. And in the event that they force me to line up when returning from Mexico to US, maybe 5 p.m.-ish, I can get out of Tijuana. And then behind the McDonald's, there's this 12 people van where I could just sit on a van and leave. And return to LA immediately without a Greyhound bus, which is great. That can be done within one day. But so many things can go wrong. What if I miss a trolley? What if I miss the bus? What if this? What if that? Then there would be a chance where I have to stay at San Diego or Tijuana. Apparently, I don't know if it's San Diego or Tijuana, but Retablo's uncle or Retablo's mom's friend or whatever is there as a taxi driver. And in last resort, that person can help me, which is amazing, thank God. Retablo told me since I was invited to Carne Asada, now I'm protected, which is fucking great in this dark times. But another thing is, of course, Leslie's in San Diego, so last resort, I could stay at Leslie's Airbnb, but I really don't need that right now. But that would be the perfect premise for like a rom-com or a romantic film. But no, I just don't have time to deal with this bullshit, okay? Leslie can live her life. Just not mine. Just not my life. But yeah, I'm still going to plan to do it in one day. So I'm going to plan the shit out of it, and hopefully 2 days later, on the 28th. On the 29th, I will go. Hopefully I'll go on the 29th. And also, the biggest factor, so right now my decision, if this is the pin, and this is Canada, this is Mexico, right now I'm this, slightly. Why? Because I-901. So, when I requested for an I-20, after that I paid $350 US for I-901 because I thought I had to pay it. It's a mandatory fee for when requesting I-20. Turns out it's not. Turns out the agency immediately told me, and this already happened days ago, but I didn't even know about it because I didn't read thoroughly. The agency that hooked me up between, Hong Kong and here, said that, oh, I'm sorry, actually you don't have to pay that fee. But by the time she said that, I already paid the fee. And that fee, you don't have to pay if you're flying. So that is a land traveling fee. Which means that if I were to buy a flight ticket now, that fee is bullshit. It's wasted. So I already spent $350, might as well do land traveling. Take the risk, go to San Isidro, cross the border. That's it. So you know what? That's the plan right now. It's stressful. This morning I was not in a good mood. But hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it goes well. It's a one-man job, but I got backups, hopefully. So, now we enter the other major component of the day, location scouting. So, theoretically at 2 p.m., Benny picks up Cliff and Elin at CMD. And it's a little scary because there's no group chat. You know, I told Cliff to wait at CMD. I told Elin to wait at CMD. I told Benny to pick them up. And then I'm just here waiting, hoping that everything goes right. It did go right. Benny was just super late, and Cliff was a little late as well. So Benny directly picked up Cliff at his place, picked up Elin at CMD. And then came to pick me up. But he was very late, so he picked me up at like 2:45 or something. The place we're going to is Temple City. And it's very fucking far away, and it took us a whole hour and 15 minutes to get there because there's also traffic. But yeah, we were late, but it's okay because the restaurant owner didn't really care all that much. So at first I couldn't find Benny's car. Apparently he's driving this very fancy Lexus car or something. And I couldn't find him until Cliff yelled out at the window, "Enoch!" And then they just drove, and then they drove around. And then they picked me up, and then we're on the car. And at first it's a little awkward, because again, it feels weird. I'm the director, writer, and I'm the reason for all this hassle. Like now we have to travel a whole hour to this place to meet this guy, and Benny doesn't even know Elin that well. Benny didn't even, like prior to today, Benny doesn't even know that Elin studies film. And is the PD for my short film. He thought she's some actress. And it's hilarious. And it's all me, it's all my fault, and it's a little awkward. But I think because Benny got to see Cliff and Elin in person, it's like they're a lot, it's a lot better now, you know. In text, it's awkward, but like to meet them in person, it's like, oh, okay, you know, we're chill. So we finally arrived at the place in Temple City. We got in, and there's literally no one. I asked where's the bosses. Also, I started speaking Mandarin, and so does Elin. And I was like, on the car, I was like, Elin, we're gonna need your help, because you speak Mandarin, right? And then Elin's like, well, but my Mandarin is rusty too. And I'm like, well... And then Benny's like, well, don't you speak Cantonese? Mandarin? And I'm like, yeah, I do, but it's my third language. So, Elin isn't great at Mandarin either. There are a couple moments where she has to resort to using English words. But I and Elin use Mandarin a lot today. And it's really weird. I feel like, I don't know, it's such an interesting moment because like I always speak English even in front of Mandarin speaking people. Whether it be Taiwanese people like Ken, Malaysians like Justin, or Chinese people, you know, like Allegro or Leslie. But it's weird, a Hong Konger and a Malaysian speaking in Mandarin. The boss isn't there, the boss is out doing something, he'll return at 5, so me, Cliff, Benny, and Elin, we spent a whole hour just walking around, taking photos and videos, reenacting the stuff from the script. At first, I'm not huge on the location. I think a lot of the setting, the blocking, the whole geography of the place is just kind of far away from what I had envisioned. It's just kind of far from what I had envisioned, and it's kind of like a horizontal rectangle, not a square. I always imagine the restaurant as a square. But anyways, went in the kitchen and we did a lot of, you know, Cliff and Elin are so professional. Cliff brought a measuring like ruler, like a measuring tape, and he's actually not calculating, but he's actually measuring things, and it's crazy because like I've never done a short film so professionally before. all my previous short films, we either just show up at the location and improvise, or even if I go to the location first, I would just be taking a couple photos and that's it. This is next level. And the fact that I have a DP and a PD doing this shit for me is wild. It's like, what are you even doing? Why are you doing so much for me? Oh my god. But, we worked out. There are a couple confusing moments, like, okay, so where's the back door? First thing we immediately notice is there's no way the climax of the short film will take place here. It's too small, and it will be a nightmare to light, nightmare to film, nightmare to dress. And, filming in this restaurant for 2 days is tough. Second of all, it's gonna take a long time to dress up the place. There's so many things like the curtains and the posters and everything, and Elin's just jotting notes. And I was gonna tell her to jot notes, but she's already doing it. And I even brought my own laptop and some A4 blank paper so that we can all, go to a cafe or whatever and just have a little production meeting, but we didn't have time to do that. The sun set really fast, and finally the boss shows up, and I thought he's old. It turns out he's not that old. He has a black shirt, and he just walked past us, and I thought he's just a random staff. Turns out he is the boss. At some point, Elin just went out and talked to the girl, the woman, who I believe was the woman who I called multiple times. And the woman's like, oh, the boss is the man in the black shirt. And then Elin went up to me and was like, he's wearing a black shirt, but she said it in Mandarin to me. And then I got it, and then I went to the man in the black shirt. I was like, hey, are you the boss? And he's like, yeah. And he's busy cutting something and washing something. And throughout the whole day, the boss is just very nonchalant. He's very carefree. He's like, oh yeah, sure, just look, yeah. Which is really nice. And then the boss asked us if we need water or tea, and I'm like, oh, we're good. And then he gave it to us anyways. He told the woman to give us tea, so we had tea, and they even give us a small bowl of mala peanuts, numb spice, which is really good. It's been a while since I've numb spice. So we finished the whole bowl of peanuts, and the tea was really hot, but we sat down and we talked. And you know what? It's legitimately possible. Now, here's another big hurdle. The money. So earlier this morning, I was like, okay, if it's over $1,000, nah, I can't pay. So I spoke with the boss, and the boss was like, where are you gonna film? And also, when I and Elin, we speak in Mandarin to him. When we're trying to talk to the boss speaks with such a heavy Sichuan accent that there are so many moments where I and Elin were just confused. And Benny was like, should I call Leslie? And I'm like, nah. Surely Leslie probably wouldn't even know what he's saying. But we tried our best. And sometimes Elin is just like, what? 什么? And then me, what I do is I pretend I understand what he's saying, and I keep answering, and I keep saying, oh yeah, even though I have no idea what he's saying. But in general, what he's saying is, he asks us, are we going to film outside, or are we going to film the interior, here? And we're like, the interior. And he's like, oh, the last few times the USC people, like Allegro and Robin, use this restaurant to film, it's the outside. For one day, it's $400. Okay, not bad. But the inside, though, people gotta eat. And he asks us if it's okay if, there are people here, and there are chefs in the back cooking. And it's like, no. So, and I'm like, so how much do I need to pay? And then the owner of the restaurant, the boss, was like, I don't know, you figure it out. 你算账吗? Which means you count the bill, which I interpret it as you come up with the figure. And I'm like, I really don't know. So at the end, he's like, 600. And I'm like, oh, okay. Honestly, lower than 1,000. Okay, it's pretty okay. And then, of course, me to my right is Elin. Opposite me is Benny, and diagonally Cliff. We sat down together, had the tea and had the peanuts, and we talked. And it's actually possible. We can dress here, we can film it there. We even come up with all the shots already. And I was really energetic, and I talked really fast. And I was really kind of awkward at times, but I feel like that's me in director mode. I'm like, oh, let's do this shot, and the camera does this, and it's cool because Cliff and Elin are way more experienced than me. I feel like Cliff has been numerous sets, and Elin too. Elin's been on a film set, like a 16mm film, like a film set. Benny, I'm sure he's got experience in producing things, pulling strings, and I'm just this crazy weird boy pointing around having ideas. But isn't that like filmmaking? The crew, the DP and the PD, of course, super experienced. The writer-director is usually a weird guy, and the producer has tricks up their sleeves. This is a good team. It's a combo wombo. I have a bit of experience too, so of course when I and Cliff were talking about, oh, maybe let's get a wide lens here, maybe 35mm, we're on the same page. Like, I know what he's talking about. Like, oh yeah, wide lens here, like, like frame it like this, blah, blah, blah. So we're good. And at the end, before leaving, I talked to the boss again, because Benny was like, you gotta negotiate with him to get a lower price, maybe lower from 600 to 500. So we went to the boss, and I was like, maybe 550. And then I explained to the boss, what if we film on a Tuesday? Because the restaurant closes on Tuesdays. But the thing is, on Tuesday I have class. I need to go to USC, man. And I'm sure a lot of people in the cast and crew also have classes on Tuesdays. So I don't know. Another cheaper way to do it is to have it be a night shoot. The opening scene and the last scene needs daylight, but everything else is just inside, so night shoots are fine. So we had two options. One is Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or just Tuesday. The other is a night shoot, 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. And honestly, I don't know. Benny prefers Tuesday. I prefer Tuesday too, actually. So at the end, I explained it to the boss, and the boss is like, oh, you're filming on Tuesday? Then 400. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I even told him, how about the Monday before? Can we come here and set things up? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever. As long as you don't make a mess. And I'm like, okay, of course. So we got it. So it's Tuesday, January 23rd. 1, 2, 3. The day before Leslie's birthday. I remember that. Fuck. Just remembered that. But yeah, we're filming on January 23rd. I noticed multiple people. And then I made a to-do list. There are multiple things to do. For me, I got the table read. For Elin and Ken, they have the budget proposal for the art department. Cliff is going to do a gear list and a budget proposal. And I and Cliff need to do a shot list together. I and Benny need to continue talking about scheduling, finding a second location, yada yada. But overall good. I even DM'd Glenn immediately, telling him, oh, January 23rd, are you free? And Glenn is like, oh, Tuesday, I should have a class. And I'm like, oh. And then he's like, oh, I'll talk to my professor and, I'll tell him. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. So Glenn is gonna skip a class for me. I have to skip 2 classes. Art history and world building design studio. Shouldn't be a huge impact. Shouldn't be a huge deal. But yeah, it's fine. It's just a one-off thing. But yeah, so we didn't go to an outlet. Originally, Benny wants to go to an outlet to buy a shirt and we can sit down and talk, but we never did. And we just drove back. Benny drove me back home. That's it. Back to the ghettos. When Benny first saw me and he's like, oh, where's your mustache? It's iconic. And I'm like, nah, I shaved it, It's hilarious. But, yeah, so I think and then of course Justin P, he said yes, but we're not sure if he's okay with Tuesday. So $400 for the location. and I'm assuming for the second location it's free because I just need an empty room. $200 for catering. My maximum for the budget is $1,500. That leaves art department with $900. I have no idea if that's too much or too little. No idea. Zero clue. Yelin kept asking me what's the budget. I genuinely don't know. I'm sorry. But that's good. $400 for a whole day is a steal. It's a fucking steal, man. We can do it. And it's crazy. Justin's short film, Justin the Malaysian, his short film, he wrote the short film before summer, and right now he still hadn't done a thing about it because he doesn't have enough money and it's too expensive, and Ariel and Cliff is trying to find 10K. Thomas's short film gave up, quit. Jordan's short film, Jordan, the man, he was in the Navy or the Marines, one of them. His short film Keys is getting nowhere. I asked Benny, have I gone farther than Jordan's Keys? And Benny's like, yeah, because Jordan's Keys hasn't even reached location scouting. And today, I already secured a location. Fuck yeah. This is crazy. It's actually happening. So, and it's so weird because like, it's almost like working on a Film 33 project, but of course, the scale is not as big, but me and my classmates out on some bumfuck nowhere restaurant, looking around, taking photos and videos and blocking, it's literally just an extension of Film 33, and I'm already at this stage. It's totally doable. It'll be expensive, but it's doable. So yeah, we have 4 weeks from now, roughly 4 weeks, till we reach January 23rd, and then we'll shoot. That's enough time, according to both Elin and Cliff. We're good. We're in good hands. Hopefully it goes well. And then I'll have to speedrun post-production, but that's for a later story. Yeah. Yeah, so, holy shit, it's actually happening. But yeah, the Mexico thing, I think I'm gonna cross the border by foot. I think I will. So, there's that. Yay, I'm watching The Zone of Interest tomorrow. Yeah. Hopefully. Oh, eBay. Fallen Angels. Right. So, Goodwill Books finally got back to me. I think yesterday or a couple days ago, I texted them in eBay saying, can I buy it back? And they're like, okay, we'll refund you and then you can buy it back. We will list it on our website, like on eBay, and you can buy it back. So I'm like, okay. So this morning I checked, it's back on eBay, and this time it's $26. God damn. Because it keeps depreciating, even though it's already purchased. But in the meantime, it still keeps depreciating. So now it's at $26. So I bought it back, and it's only $28. And this time I changed the address so that I can get it here. Fuck yes. It's happening. $28. Originally, I was in the auction, I was going to spend $89 to buy it. Now, for only $28, I'm buying Fallen Angels. What a steal. What a freaking steal. I'm happy. But yeah, fuck the Mexico situation. I'm not happy about that. Stressed out, for sure. And, yeah. Yeah. Alright, time now is 11:34 a.m. on December 28th. Slept from 4:40 till 10:30, which is not a lot, honestly. Still slept very late. It's earlier than 5 a.m., but still. And after I woke up, I immediately had a stomach ache, of course, so went to the bathroom. Yeah, so, I don't know, I really don't know. Today I'm going to go to Century City. In about 2 hours I have to leave, and I still need to make breakfast and whatever. Oh, fuck me. I'm going to go to Century City to watch The Zone of Interest, and then I'll be seeing Michelle briefly. just a brief hangout, and then I'll go to my public storage, get my bike, leave, and then yeah, come back home, and then I'll probably head to Ralph's first before returning home completely to buy some groceries, and then come back here, and that's the plan for today. Here's the thing. Last night I was actually thinking, what if I delay my Mexico trip to the 30th? What if I do that? You know, because right now it's kind of short notice. I still haven't planned anything. You know, right? This trip is not just your average haha day trip. This is a battle, and a battle needs a battle plan, right? This trip is going to take me at least 15 hours, and by that I mean I have to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and then I'll return home at 9 p.m. And I will need to pack my breakfast and my lunch into my backpack. And on top of that, snacks, because of course I'll get hungry. And then I need to pick out clothes that are unseeming and inconspicuous. And I need to plan everything. Like, what if this fails? What if that fails? What if I miss the Greyhound bus? What if I can't find the 12 people vans back to LA behind the McDonald's? Like, there's so many variables. I'm not sure if I can do it tomorrow. But after some thinking, tomorrow is still the better day. See, on the 30th, if I wake up super early and don't have a lot of sleep deprived, right? On the 31st, I'll also be sleep deprived because I need to wake up to go to church. On the January 1st, I'll probably not have a lot of time to do things anyways. I was honestly hoping that over the course of December 31st and January 1st, I would be at someone's place doing the countdown. I don't know. January 2nd, in theory, I want to wake up early to do Carly's interview. January 3, 4, 5, I'll have to wake up early for USC. So literally, I got no time. And also, if I go tomorrow on the 30th, I could wake up naturally, which is what I want. A day of rest, perhaps. And also, I just went to the bathroom. Like, what if I have a stomachache on my way to Mexico? That would fuck up my entire plan. So, tomorrow's still the better day. But nonetheless, today I have to plan the living fucking shit out of it, okay? Every single small detail, every single step, every single breath, I need to calculate it all. I will probably draw this out and make a battle plan of sorts. I'll bring 2 chocolate chip cookies over there for breakfast. I'll bring a large water bottle. I don't even know which backpack should I bring. Because, like, I don't have any inconspicuous backpacks. I mean, I have my Santa Monica backpack. And then I also have my, ROG Strix ASUS backpack. But they're so eye-catching. So I'm bringing my blue backpack. The one that I always bring. This one. And I need to make sure I have every document I need. All the way from the I-24, I-20 to the I-515 to the passports and everything. While at the same time, I can't bring too much, because what if I'm mugged, you know? I can bring my wallet, but will I bring everything in my wallet, though? Am I going to take out some cards? I don't know. I'm going to wear a jacket, yes, but what jacket should I wear? I mean, it's not like I'm going to be told to be stripped, right? Like, I don't know. There's so many variables. I need to bring some cash, you know, on me so that I can bribe the police if need be. Like, I don't know. I just need a very good battle plan. And another thing is, last night I went to bed at 4:40. Tonight I cannot do that. If I were to go tomorrow, tonight I have to sleep at 2 a.m. So unless I find myself some melatonin pills, it's a bad idea. And melatonin pills is a bad idea to begin with anyways. Like, what if I oversleep, you know? Let's say I'm actually able to fall asleep at 2 a.m. tonight, and then wake up at 6. I'm still gonna feel like shit, you know? So I don't know. I need to plan out everything. I need to charge my portable charger, charge my earbuds. I don't know. What if I lose my earbuds? What if I get robbed though? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But tomorrow would be a good day to do it. But yeah, I think at this point I've already made the decision to go to Mexico. San Diego, San Isidro, the plan has not changed. Yeah, Thomas just texted me at 7 fucking a.m. texted me the Canadian national anthem. Thomas just loves Canada so much. I don't know. I'm sorry to disappoint him, but I'm going to Mexico. Yeah, hopefully it goes well. I'm gonna make a call to my mom. I'm gonna call Retablo again for extra confirmation on what to do, where to buy the Greyhound bus tickets, the trolley tickets, how much are they, how much cash do I need, yada 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 yada. I need to plan everything down to a fucking T, okay? Everything down to a T. No missteps allowed. Even if there are missteps, it would be part of the plan. Yeah. I also spoke to Glenn a little bit last night, so it's good that we're bonding, director-actor bonding. He'll be back to USC on January 6th, so hopefully I'll see him next week. No news from Carly. I want to double check with her. It's a bit of a late notice, right? But yeah, the fucking Mexico thing. Gotta get this out of the way first. One small mistake. I forgot to handle the I-20 in Hong Kong, and now I have to spend hundreds of dollars, 15 hours, to fight my way back. And then on the 30th, if all goes well, on the 30th I could just go to the post office and mail it. It would be perfect. Now, if I do it on the 30th, if I go to Mexico on the 30th, when am I going to go to the post office? You know, January 1st? Will they even be opened? I don't know. But yeah, a battle plan is what I need.
Please stand clear. The doors are closing.
Fuck, this is not the right station. Transit tricked me. Fuck off.
It's to our right. When are you leaving?
I have no idea. Here we go, boys. Alright, time now is 9:54 p.m. Yeah, just finished dinner, which is steak, spinach salad, with dill pickle ranch, and, some frozen ravioli, which is actually pretty good. Um, yeah. So, today is the day before the battle, and it's been decided that tomorrow is the day of the battle. I am traveling, I am adventuring, I am journeying to Mexico tomorrow. So yeah, I woke up, went to the bathroom, and that already cut down some time. Filmed the reviews, and then yeah, I'm just stressed out the whole day because tomorrow, but yeah, I don't fucking know. Um I'm just stressed out the whole day. And yeah, I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 episode 1 and then episode 2. I plan to watch half of episode 2 and then I'm going to change my clothes and head out. And then I'm going to go to Century City. But yeah, I was so immersed in Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 episode 2 that as it was about to end, I'm like, holy shit, right, I need to leave. And the metro, if I have to take the metro to Santa Monica and then take a bus number 5 to Century City, I have to leave at 1:33 p.m. And when I found out that I need to go, it was 1:26. So within 6 minutes, I immediately made myself grilled cheese. I've never made a grilled cheese this fucking fast. It's so simple. Butter on the pan, heat it up, bread, 2 slices of cheese, squash it, that's it. And while eating it, I haven't even eaten it. I have to take it back to my room in order to eat it because I don't want to stand outside and eat. Standing outside just sucks because the floor is dirty as fuck. But yeah, I was able to eat it extremely fast, immediately change my clothes, and then immediately burst out of the door and walk really fast to the metro station. Thankfully, I made it. I made it in time, and from the metro station, I got off at Expo Sepulveda. No. It's Sepulveda Bundy. Expo Bundy. And then I got off, and then I had to figure out where to find bus number 5. I took bus number 5. I had to pay $1.1 for that shit. And then went to Century City. And then I overshot by 1 bus stop. More like Transit told me to get off at that bus stop, but Transit's fucking wrong. Transit should have told me to get off the bus 1 stop earlier. And I don't know why is Transit tricking me. But anyways, I walked back, and then I got in the cinema, and thankfully I wasn't that late. I guess I was late for a couple minutes, but I didn't miss anything because the beginning of the movie is literally just a black screen. Yeah, watched the movie. Again, I was a little bit afraid because I'm stressed out the whole day. I'm tired. This movie, I'm not gonna be able to enjoy this movie all that much. In fact, this movie's so slow. In the middle, I almost fell asleep. Yeah, I need to rewatch it. I really do. So my favorite film of the year is still Killers of the Flower Moon, which I kind of don't want to put as my favorite film, but it is my favorite film. So I don't really know. But yeah, that's that. After the film is done, I waited a while and Michelle showed up. So I told Michelle that I'm going to watch this movie last night. And I feel a little bad because I've been telling her like, oh, let's watch this movie together, but things are different now. Okay. Things have changed, and I have to watch it alone now, but Michelle's free afternoon, so Michelle showed up, and then we got boba together, and then we talked. And again, I was hungry as fuck because I only ate cereal in the morning and then an extremely fast grilled cheese and nothing else. So I was like, oh, do you want to drink something? And she's like, sure. So we went to get boba. I got a dark, a black sugar bubble milk without tea. There's no tea inside, which is kind of disappointing. And I just realized that this is more milk. Like, I already drank a lot of milk this morning. But anyways, we talked and talked, and I was kind of awkward, especially after the film. I have mixed feelings. I'm tired. I'm worried about tomorrow. But yeah, on the way, on the train, on the metro, I already started like making a plan on my huge Google spreadsheet that I made for myself, American Protocol Google spreadsheet, and I started to write down like what clothes I need to wear, what do I need to bring, yada 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 yada, and the whole schedule for the whole fucking thing. But anyways, so the next move is to go to public storage, get my bike, and then leave, and then take my bike back home via metro. But also I need to go to Ralph's because I need to buy shit. I need to buy a sandwich for tomorrow. I need stuff in general. I need more meat and vegetables in general. So I'm like, let's just take the bike to Ralph's. What can go wrong? In fact, it's great because now I don't need to walk. Yeah, no, it's a fucking nightmare. So riding the bike, I don't know why. Maybe it's because the tires are a little bit deflated, but it takes a lot of strength for me to yank or push my legs and paddle. It takes a lot of strength, and I was so slow. And I was already like really tired and out of breath by the time I reached Ralph's. And when I reached there, the thing is I don't have a key. Even if I have a key and I lock my bike outside, I don't want to lock my bike outside because I don't trust it. This is the ghettos. This is the hood. So I literally brought my bike into the Ralph's, and then I was scared that the Ralph staff would stop me. But nobody stopped me, probably because this is such a lawless place that they're not even bothered if a random dude brings a bike into Ralph's. But it's so goddamn annoying because this is a gigantic chunk of metal. It's very heavy. And every time I want to grab something from the shelf or from the fridge section or whatever, I have to put my bike aside, and then it keeps trying to fall down. And then I have nowhere to put my helmet, so I kept wearing it, and I looked like an idiot. And then I'm not familiar with this Ralph, so I went around looking for condiments because I need ketchup and mayonnaise. And then I bought the stuff, $50-something, fuck it, whatever. Better to have food and be happy than to save money, I guess. I don't fucking know. Then there are 2 Ralph's bags, and I put one on each side of the handlebar, and I rode my bike back home. And it's even worse. Again, extremely tiring. But also, once the left side, the grocery bag is heavier than the right side, so my bike kept going that way. And every time my bike wobbles, it wobbles even harder because there are 2 heavy bags attached to it. And then at some point, I almost crashed into a metal pole again. And to my left, and the first impact is my pinky finger, my left-hand pinky finger. So this part is a little fucked. It's bleeding a little bit, skin scraped. Yay, I love it. Of course, before the battle, I need to injure myself just for a little bit, just for fun. But thankfully, it's one of those fingers that I don't use that often. Thankfully, it's the left hand. If it's the right hand, that would be annoying. But yeah, this fucking sucks. And then there's another point where the road literally cracks, like just cracks, like the asphalt, not asphalt, concrete on the ground. Literally, there's a cliff. So I almost crashed down, and there was a black couple, and the woman was like, "Oh, are you okay? You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then I finally made it back home. But it was hectic, trashy, stressful. After going home, I cooked myself dinner. While cooking dinner, I called Retablo for one last call before the battle. One last call, just to clarify things. And then I had dinner, and then afterwards I decided to... I honestly wanted to take a shower because I was really sweaty from all the biking. despite the fact that it's so cold outside. But the funny thing is there's no hot water. It's fucking gone. I don't know why. There's no hot water. It's so fucking stupid. So I just stood in front of the sink and I just waited for a while. Probably 10 minutes. And I'm like, fine, fuck it. So I just like splashed cold water all over my face and everything. But yeah, that's fucked up. I hope tomorrow's the battle. At least let me have a warm shower before the night. Please, for fuck's sakes. Why do you hate me so much, world? Why? I'm gonna file a maintenance request, but yeah. Anyways, I'm here now. And I also just bought, not just, I mean, in the afternoon at Century City, I bought the bus ticket. 8:20 a.m. Greyhound from LA to San Isidro directly. I'm not going to San Diego downtown and taking trolley, blah, blah, blah. That's too complicated. If it can be easier, I'll have to make it easier. The easier, the better. The less confusing, the better. However, I cannot book tickets for a round trip. Why? Because I have no idea how long will it take me to cross the border and come back. It could be 10 minutes, it could be 45 minutes, it could be 3 hours. There's no telling. So, the trickiest part will be I am going to book the second bus ticket back to LA while I'm there. Okay. Yeah, overall, I have everything sort of planned out. Realistically, if I'm arriving at San Isidro at 11:50, it's early as fuck. If I sleep naturally and wake up naturally, I would wake up at like 1 p.m. It would be 4 to 1. And 11:50, I've already arrived at the border. You know what? It's great. But then again, it may take hours. Maybe it'll take half an hour. Who knows? If it's half an hour, yay. Yay, yay, yay. I can immediately book a bus. Maybe I have to wait a little, but it's fine. I don't care about waiting. As long as I'm safe, as long as I'm not stabbed, it's fine. Wait a little, come back to LA, Uber from either the Union Station back here or I don't know, Uber from the Flex bus stop to here. I'll Uber back. It's fine. Who cares? So, yeah. My room smells like steak, even though I didn't bring the steak here. But, yeah. So, if all goes well, maybe I'll return home tomorrow at around 7 p.m. Maybe even 8 p.m., which would be great. Then I would still have a little time at night to cook. And I bought another salmon. I'm a little sick of salmon right now. Not sick, but like, I just finished it. I just ate a salmon last week. But salmon's the easiest meat to cook. Plop it on the pan, some oil, get some mayo, boom, boom, boom. I got a salad box, but it's actually macaroni, so it's the starch of tomorrow night. I don't have to boil potatoes, I don't have to cook rice, none of that. I don't have to boil pasta. And then for the salad, I'll eat the spinach again. Who cares? So tomorrow night dinner, easy peasy. I really wanted to find the ready-made section where you could find the mashed potatoes and everything. That would be really nice, but oh well. I also got donuts, so that's cool. But I'm gonna bring the chocolate chip cookies. So yeah, tomorrow is the day of the battle. A lot of people tell me it's dangerous as hell. Some people tell me it's fine and it'll be safe. I am going to challenge myself, step outside of my comfort zone. I'm going to, again, as long as I don't die and as long as I'm not kidnapped or anything, I think I'll be fine. As long as I follow my plan to an absolute T. And again, I have plan B, plan C. Retablo's family has connections in both San Diego and Tijuana, so push comes to shove. Worst case scenario, I get stuck on either border. There will be people. And also in San Diego, there's the monster. There's Leslie, who I kind of don't want to see ever again in my life. But if push comes to shove, maybe I can see her. which is actually kind of nice, but also not nice, because fuck her. But, yeah, you know, plan B, plan C. Also, Greyhound and Flixbus are the more reliable ones. Not the vans. The vans are a good option, but one gigantic amazing revelation is that the Greyhound bus can now directly go to San Isidro and not San Diego downtown, where I have to take another hour trolley and pay I don't know how much. So, yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a bit of an adventure, and you know what? I'll fucking survive. I'll fucking survive. Why? Because I'm the detective. I'm the detective. I'll survive. Yes, yes, yes. On a side note, Carly responded saying January 4th, which is a bit of an issue because I have orientation camp until 1 p.m. Yeah. I still want to do it. Tova was like, well, it's not a lot of time. You have 1 p.m., the sunset is 4 p.m. To be fair, it's more like 5, but yeah, I know it's not a lot of time, but I'd rather do it now than wait for half more year until summer, you know. But yeah. Here we go, boys. Okay. Water bottle, charging earbuds, chocolate, milk duds, portable charger, fully charged, coins. You can't see it, but there are coins inside. Okay. Cash for bribing the police. I mean, of course, I'm not going to open this up right now. And, yep, there it is, babies. There it is. The I-20, the passport's inside as well. Yep. Should be good. Now all I need to do is to pick out some inconspicuous clothes. What clothes should I get? Hold on. This is a mess. Let's get something that I'm fine. Oh, more like let's get something inconspicuous. I don't think I'll lose my shirts because they're not going to strip me or anything. I think. I know what pants to wear. This one. Just pure black. Nothing fancy. I'll be wearing this.